Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Nikola Mrkšić. He is the CEO and co-founder at PolyAI. Nikola, wonderful to have you on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start off by talking about PolyAI. Tell me about the company and how the academic background of the founders has influenced its direction.
PolyAI builds the best enterprise voice assistants in the world. You've probably spoken to many of our systems already. I think we're well known for creating things that are indistinguishable from being human. So you'd speak with a voice assistant, but you wouldn't have that nagging suspicion that it's an AI system. Instead, you're just having a natural conversation the way you would with me right now. And we're really trying to change the way that people feel about this technology, and we're doing really well. I started the company as a spin-out from Cambridge, where I met my co-founders while doing a PhD. There's a lot of AI today. Everyone's an AI company, everyone talks about it. It's really hard to cut through the noise and know what's right, where to invest, and how it works. So that whole background and more than a 10-year journey of building things that are this good, it took time and patience, and we had a huge head start. So if we hadn't met at Cambridge a decade ago, we wouldn't be here right now.
Now, Nikola, call center technology has largely remained unchanged for decades, yet it's one of the areas where AI can make transformational impact. Why has voice been ignored?
Voice has been ignored because it's hard, right? We all speak differently. You just pronounce my name really, really well, right? But it's we have different accents and things, and it's really hard to build technology that works for everyone, that works well, that can communicate. And because of that, people have mostly flocked into digital channels, tried to make you use chatbots online, on your phone, and really they didn't grapple with the hardest of problems. But people, especially here in America, love talking on the phone. They love picking up and calling a 1-800 number. And that's why we have to deal with that. And you look at the labor shortages now, the demographic pyramid the way it is, people are voting with their feet and moving away from these jobs. They don't want to work in the contact center where today you have like more than 100% churn in many of them per year, right? So they shed their skin once or twice a year because people don't really want to do those jobs at scale. So we're gradually changing that by putting voice assistants that can do most of the work themselves, leaving people to focus on the hard problems, on high-stakes sales situations where you really need that human touch. And honestly, it's just helping them have a much better, more fun job because they're half co-piloting AI and configuring, changing. And then the rest of the job is a lot more fun. So yeah, voice has been ignored because it's hard. But with all the recent advancements, people are willing to give AI another shot. And we're here, we're ready.
And how are you addressing the long-standing challenges and frustrations people have with phone-based support systems?
By making them better, right? People hate automated voice because they hear it and the first thing they scream for is operator, unless they're swearing, which many people do, right? So they usually just try to get out of these conversations as fast as possible and to find a way to speak to a human, right? The only way you're going to win back that trust is you open it up, you're perfectly human, you say, hey, thanks for calling PolyAI, how can I help you? Right? And then you might engage. And when you see me reacting, maybe you'll realize that it's automated, but hey, you're having that conversation. You're making progress. The alternative is a 17-minute waiting time. So, if we win back that trust, that's great. If we're not doing well, and we don't always do well, maybe you have a really strong accent, maybe you're asking something very peculiar, then we hand you off really quickly, fast track to a human. And then you build that trust. You're like, okay, you got my back, voice assistant, please, I'll give you another shot, right? And bit by bit, we're changing the way the attitude that people have to them. And when we do that, then you really shouldn't care if you're speaking to a voice assistant or not. Every single company listed here will have a voice assistant in 5 years. And our goal is to be the company doing at least half of all of those automated phone calls.
Now, congratulations are in order. You had a recent Series C funding round. You raised $50 million at a $500 million valuation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me, how do you plan to utilize these funds?
We're growing really fast. We didn't even need all that much money. So it's really the focus is to put these voice assistants in as many places as possible to grab this head start that we have and just really go hard at the problem. We want, to take we take millions of calls, a month. We want to make that number a lot higher. There's a lot of conversations happening, 2 to 4%, depending on the estimates, of the American population works in the contact center, and they're slowly moving away from that. So we're here to pick up the slack and make sure that customer service in general, that those standards remain high, and that we help companies be better brands by having a really good voice on the phone as well.
Now, generative AI is a significant driver of your go-to-market strategy. So give me some insights into your recent deployments.
Yeah, so look, generative AI made it into the boardroom, and when people look around, the contact center, as you mentioned, is one of the first places where people see uses for AI. I think that unlike other companies that are focused on small landings and wins, where they basically say, we might build you a chatbot, see how that goes, or we help your agents be a bit better, we're a lot bolder. We're like, hey, look, we're gonna automate like 3/4 or 90% of all your phone calls if you give us a shot. And that's really transformational. So when the contact center puts their hand up, the really good thing now is that they get a shot, and we get a shot to move really fast rather than, like land small and then go big over many years. We deployed with one of the largest utility companies in America, the first generative voice assistant in the market. We're really thankful to them for the opportunity. It's gone spectacularly well, and we're rolling out at huge scale. Businesses are learning how to deal with generative. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of fear and trepidation as well. And I think we're the first kind of like to really focus on building the safeguards and the understanding that allows you to build like something that an enterprise can trust on the phone with its brand, with its customers, right? And by doing that and getting those proof points quickly, we're now getting a lot more customers to buy in, because once they see it in action with the brand they trust, well, it's a lot easier to be like the second and third and fourth doing it. So generative AI will change the world, right? And I think, Sam Altman would say that, it'll go slowly, and then it'll go really fast. I think we're past that bump. So, 2 to 3 years, and your experience on the phone is going to be very different, and we'll be involved.
All right. Well, Nikola, it's been wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.